Hi, good morning. It's Philip at the Indian Spring Brewery, and today I'm going to walk you through a closed system transfer from SS Brewtech half barrel conical to 5-gallon Corny keg. It's taken a little while to put together the parts for this, but let me show you what I got. So here's the whole setup. We got the SS Brewtech half barrel fermenter in the fermentation control chamber. On the floor, we've got the CO2 tank, a little pony tank, and that's running up to the top of the fermenter where I have the pressurized rig going. And coming out of the valve there is a line that's going right into the fermenter. I'll give you some shots of that now. Here's the pressurized transfer rig that I built for this fermenter. SS Brewtech came out with a much simpler one since then, and since they sign off on it, I recommend it. This is kind of the belt and suspenders, highly over-engineered method, but it definitely works. As you can see, we're carrying a little bit less than a pound of pressure in the fermenter, and that's plenty to push the beer out. Going down here is the thing that I just rigged up today. I always have a half-inch quick male disconnect coming off of the sample valve or the transfer valve on the fermenter. So I put a female quick disconnect, and I put that into a union. And then off the other end, I put a half-inch NPT to flare fitting, and then I just put my beer line, I screwed my beer line right onto that. And then the beer line is coming right down here into the keg, and I'm just timing the transfer just for kicks because I got nothing else to do. And on the other side, to keep the pressure on the keg open, I've just got this little piece of silicone, again, because I'm kind of bored. I just put this silicone on the end of this, but this keeps it allows the pressure of the keg to float. And the thing I was most concerned about was, how am I going to tell whether this is filled or not? Well, somebody said, if your beer is cold crashed, you'll be able to see the condensation line creeping up. And sure enough, here's the condensation line. You can see it very clearly. And it started, obviously, at the bottom, and I could just watch it creep up. And I'll bet you the beer is maybe a little bit higher than this, because maybe it takes a little bit for the condensation to form. But you get a pretty good idea of how high the beer is, and I think I'll run it up to about here, and I think that's where the gas dip tube goes down to, and I'll call it good, because I know I got about 10 gallons in the fermenter, so, maybe a little bit more. So I think I'm going to get 5 and 5. When I finish with this keg, I'm just going to switch the beer poppet over and fill this one. So that's it. Having fun. Notice that the gas pressure on the CO2 tank is coming out at 10 psi, but as it goes out of here and up into the keg, it goes into this auxiliary super low pressure indicator, which only goes up to 5 psi. And this ensures, it reassures me visually that I'm not overpressurizing the keg. And this rig, like I said, belt and suspenders, this is an additional blow-off valve that's set at about, 4 psi. And obviously this is a gas poppet that's on here. And this is the body of this thing is a little mini regulator. And I've got another video and I'm posting on HBT where I spec out all these parts. Hope you found that interesting. Bye-bye.